whole lot more. 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer with Sports Bar, talking a whole lot more. Dave, throughout the day and the weeks and everything, we've been doing this, rack the old brain, and some segments work and some segments don't. They all, me and you get a kick out of them. Sometimes our listeners don't understand our humor, but you know what, they'll catch on someday. On that note, since we've joined the Belly Up Sports Network, Dave, we've had 700 downloads of our show. People are catching on a little bit more. But the biggest thing is the people who do listen to our show, we can tweet and retweet and Facebook and Instagram all you want. What we need and what really works to promote the show is people talking about the show to each other. Whether you send it to somebody else or talk to them about the show, that's what really pushes our show out there and gets us out to the masses. We think we do a pretty good job of entertaining you guys. At least we're entertained on a couple of week bi-weekly basis. So make sure you guys talk to people about the show. We really appreciate all you guys do.
Listen, spread the word, rate, review, like, because this is a thing that we're doing out of love for our love of talking.
She's a labor of love.
Oh, and we would probably be doing this not as often as regularly as we do for podcast purposes, but it's a great joy for me to come on and just get it off my fucking chest. So it's we appreciate everything that everybody has done for us, and let's keep it going.
The speaking of getting things off your chest, Dave, we coined the not coined it, but we came up, we stole it from the Michael K show, at least I did, on ESPN New York 98.7. They use the word nozzle a lot when it comes to basically if a guy's a dickhead. Nozzle, so you're a cock nozzle or a douche nozzle or whatever you want to call it, but let's call it nozzle. So we're gonna start a new segment. Maybe Jim can come up with a new song for this one, a new guitar riff or something for nozzles, and we'll maybe do an opening for it. But Dave, you pretty simple. You know what a nozzle is. You know what not a nozzle is. I'm gonna name a guy's name, and you tell him what your thoughts about this guy is. It's pretty simple.
I think I'm going to figure it out pretty damn quick.
I don't have any females on this list for today. I'm sure they're coming up at some point. Okay, here I'll start with this one. Sports related. He ended up going 4th overall to the Seattle Kraken. Was told since a young age he was probably going to go 1st overall. Montreal was rumored to be taking him 1st overall. He dropped to 4th when he's going on the stage to get his Kraken jersey on. He laid a pretty dirty look at the Montreal Canadiens table. Dave, nozzle or not a nozzle? Shane Wright.
I know exactly of what you speak. I don't know really of his pedigree, his resume. What I did read was a quote from him saying Montreal looked me in the face and told me I was going 1st overall, and I found out that I wasn't when they said that other guy's name. So I'm still gonna say nozzle. You might have been wrong, but you obviously did fucking something for them to say no to you
at that point.
At that point, and to have never cashed a professional check and stare down the brass.
Like Marty St. Louis, the head coach, sitting at that table. He's a Hall of Famer, Stanley Cup winner. Blah blah blah.
And a story. This isn't the fucking Phoenix Coyotes you glare down. It's the Habs. Right, like they've been on hard times the last little bit.
I don't even want to say just nozzle. Entitled fucking nozzle.
And I'll agree with that. Entitled nozzle. Yeah. And then you better fucking bring it now, young man, because we're gonna find out what you're made out of.
On the other side of the note, let's rewind 30 years, Dave, to the same kind of situation that happened. I can't remember where the draft was, but it was 1990. Eric Lindros. Nozzle, not a nozzle.
I think that's the nozzle move by which all nozzle moves shall get mentioned, right? That really was fucking
30 years of bitterness still.
I'm not bitter at him, but I'm just saying his actions at the draft were absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and he turned into did he make the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was an effective big player, but you do that, you better be fucking money, because you're putting a target on your back and you've just gained a shit ton of haters. And in the long run, that worked out better for the Quebec Nordique franchise,
Which
which
ended up being
became
the
the
Colorado
Avalanche,
Avalanche won a Stanley Cup because of that trade and everything else.
and Philip, and not Philip, Forsberg,
Peter.
Peter Forsberg, thank you. And Colorado won 2 cups, and Lindros has no ring.
That's right. Dave, Nozzle, Not A Nozzle. Brett Michaels, lead singer of Poison.
Oh, Nozzle, fuck.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay.
Poison is so overrated. I don't mind. Yes, they do have toe tappers. Every rose has its thorn and can fuck right off.
I'm not a big, yeah.
I don't like that song. I don't mind at the doorstep.
Fallen Angel
Yeah,
is a really good one.
Yes, but
Talk Dirty to Me is a fun one.
yeah, but they hit it. They found the fucking couple
niche.
big hits, yeah, and went off. But like, fuck that guy, Vince Neil wannabe.
Vince Neil wannabe.
Vince Neil kicked so much fucking ass. The fact that guy's still alive.
Yeah, he's
not an ass kicker anymore. And I would never go. I saw Motley Crue. It was probably about 10, 11 years ago. And Vince Neil was so fucking tired. He had to sit on the speaker for.
Yeah, I saw them about 5-6 years ago as well in their first farewell tour. And it was
just tired.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
Songs were good, but anything else. Nozzle, Not A Nozzle. Scottie Pippen put himself in the news this week saying that basketball players now have a harder go. And then he said something about he's glad his son's going to a team that has a superstar that's going to mentor him. Scottie Pippen, Nozzle or Not A Nozzle?
I think he's a total nozzle. I think he's so fucking bitter. And it's because he signed a terrible contract for Chicago that they made him play out, and he held out, and you do what you do, but at the end of the day, if you sign a shit fucking contract, total nozzle. When Jordan was there, he showed he wasn't the leader that he thought he was. He proved to the entire world that he's a second fiddle, not a leader. And just now put it away. It's fucking 25 years down the road and you're still being a bitter little prick. Nozzle.
And I'm sure he's doing okay.
I would hope so.
I'm sure he's got a couple of bucks in the bank. Like he's bitter, I get it, but not like that. Like
just don't go out of your way to be a fucking bitch.
Couple more. I don't know if you read today what JT Realmuto, catcher for the Philadelphia Phillies, said. He said he's not, and this isn't a political thing. I'm not a vax or anti-vax thing. I'm not considering this at all. Realmuto said today he is not going to he's not going to come to Canada to play for the Phillies or to play with the Phillies, against the Jays because of the vaccine mandates and everything else. I'm not getting a job. $250,000 isn't going to change my views. Nozzle or Not A Nozzle to talk about money when people are struggling a little bit?
Not a nozzle. Not a nozzle. He's an idiot. But to go on record with that kind of shit and say that kind of stuff, struggling with money. He's a professional athlete. Everybody has an idea what he makes. I think it's just in bad form, but
that's a better view of it, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the grown up in the conversation here.
Well, every now and then.
Not talking about shitting yourself or shaving. Nozzle or Not A Nozzle? I got 1, 2, 3 more that we could probably touch on. David Hasselhoff.
I think he's a cheeseball. I don't think he's a nozzle. I think he is a total cheeseball that just fell with his ass in butter. Like fucking the Kit Knight Rider was a total gimmick show that just found the right. It could have been fucking anybody, And then same with Baywatch. Like it's just he just found two iconic, not well made shows that just
No,
fucking struck a chord.
I don't think I
And
watched. I remember like, I watched Knight Rider because I was a kid and I thought the car was cool. But I honestly don't think I watched 5 episodes of Baywatch.
I don't think
I
I
don't think
watched
I
it.
did.
I tried because you hear Baywatch, and all that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you heard Carmen Electra, Erica Liniak, and Pam Anderson, and who was the other one? The brunette one, and end up with a little situation with drugs and
Yeah, and you know what I did? I just went and bought a
what was her
Playboy.
name?
Erica,
No, I named her.
I'm not
Fourth date,
sure.
I think. Okay, well, Tim,
But
more homework for you.
yeah, I don't know, but like yeah, like fuck it. Like I didn't have to watch Baywatch. Like I'm like I don't need to watch a PG thing when I can actually just buy a magazine. Like buy a magazine. There was no such thing as fucking porn online at the time. I just bought a magazine because I was an adult and I wasn't embarrassed. Give me the Playboy. You can buy them at 7-Eleven for fuck's sake.
Is there the Playboy's out now? It's done. Like it's gone. Correct. The magazine edition, the print edition's gone.
I have no idea. I have
Well,
no idea.
I think they got rid of it a few years back.
What's your favorite Playboy edition of all time? The one you bought.
Oh fuck, that's a tough one.
I got two.
I think it was probably like a Pam Anderson one. I would say.
Oh no, I have Steffi Graf. She was beautiful. She like aside from that big old honker, her body was exceptional. Boy, I was really and the other one, my favorite for not a Playboy model, my favorite Playboy centerfold ever is Jenny McCarthy. And then my favorite celebrity was Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's. Oh,
Was she in Playboy?
Davey, oh yeah, Davey had a crush on her before she was in Playboy, and anything I saw in those sheets just got fucking.
I did. I before I typed it in. Yasmin Bleeth.
Yasmin Bleeth.
Yasmin Bleeth.
I know what she looks like now. Yeah.
Yeah. And she hit some hard times.
Was she the one that was in came out of the cake in that terrible Under Siege with God
Seagal?
Seagal, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I never saw one Steven Seagal movie in my life.
Oh really?
Oh, he's a nozzle.
No, they were pretty he is a nozzle, but
that guy's a nozzle. Two more. Skip Bayless.
100% nozzle. He is like nozzle personified. He says shit just for clicks, and just to be a dick. Like what he wants to debate Kevin Durant or something like that, and I dare you to come on my show. Like fuck off. Like I can't stand Skip Bayless.
I agree.
Can't stand him.
You know, I agree 100%. You know who I really like, and I got to get back listening to him more. Is Colin Cowherd. I've always liked him for some reason. I don't know. Like I've always thought he was level-headed. Yeah, and he doesn't say things just for clicks. This is what he believes, but he's not bombastic. He's not stupid. I've always liked Colin Cowherd.
And you know what? I never did. I know who you speak of when you say Colin Cowherd. Skip Bayless is trying to be like Stephen A. Smith, but he doesn't have Stephen A. Smith's
smarts or passion.
Or panache, whatever.
Stephen A can get a little bit rambunctious. But I like Stephen A.
Yeah, he's a little much at times as well. But the second Bayless opens his fucking yap, he's over the top. Like I can't fucking stand him.
I got one more for you, and now that the Deshaun Watson, the Cleveland Brown thing is getting kind of put to bed now. Not that Watson's got his suspension or whatever's going to happen to him. But it's kind of funny that there was a love fest for how Baker Mayfield was treated through the whole thing. A year ago, we're talking about Mayfield. Everybody hated him and what he did in Oklahoma, wherever. Nozzle or not a nozzle? Baker Mayfield.
Oh, he's for sure a nozzle, but he's a nozzle that I kind of don't mind at times. His act is a little strong, but he's also funny. And you can be a nozzle and be a little bit funny.
I find it funny how because there was the dislike for one made a love fest for the other, because everybody hates Deshaun Watson as a whole, and all of a sudden Baker Mayfield like, oh, poor little Baker. Like, it's just like, fuck off. The guy a year and a half ago, no one liked the fucking guy, and now everybody's like, oh, poor Baker. Like, it's just funny to me.
Well, I don't think there's no one's ever like he's never been a superstar, but like in his ads and whatever was it for Progressive Insurance, I don't know.
Yeah, living in the
exactly what it was.
stadium or whatever. And
Yeah, he doesn't take himself too seriously. I think he's a team guy. I think he is a nozzle. I really do. I don't think him and I could actually be friends because he would be just too much. But nozzle. But I'll take it because I don't really give a fuck about either the Carolina Panthers or the Cleveland Browns.
yeah.
Or the Sooners.
They're both going to struggle. They're both going to struggle. Anyways, Dave, fun show tonight. I think the nozzle, no nozzle. I think everybody we named turned out to be a nozzle, except for no, everybody turned out to be a nozzle. Yeah, every one of them. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Nozzle, no nozzle, free agency. We hit everything tonight. Dave, what do you got going on the rest of the week? You're bacheloring it this week.
Well, yeah, the wife and boy are down in Montana, and I think I've said this before. It's when you're at my age, having it's not the parents' way, it's the family way. It ain't that fucking sweet because I got to keep the house tidy, otherwise I'm gonna get shit, and then now I got to walk the dog all the time. It's just me. It's more work at home with none of the benefits of having the family around. But I can do what I want, and that's also kind
You
of
can
nice
go have
too.
a shit and not be bothered for as long as you want, and leave the door
Yeah.
open.
I don't even. Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't even close the fucking door anymore when I shit.
Yeah, you don't got to grow a beard or close the door when you have a poo. It's
I
pretty
did
simple.
shave because I never know when you're gonna put this stuff on YouTube, so I don't want to look a mess.
There you go. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Take care of each other, but more importantly, take care of yourself because you need your keep your stick on the ice, and what else?
Don't swing at high pitches, Jim.
There we go. Well, have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you again on one of these nights. Who even knows anymore?
Sooner or later.
There we go.
We're gonna get back to providing quality content.
There we go.